Welcome back. Well, let's continue our coverage in terms of what's happening with the NBFCs. We have Kunal Shah of Edelweiss. He's the Associate Director at Edelweiss Financial Services who joins in on the phone line. Kunal, thanks very much for joining in. I'm sure you're fielding a lot of client queries. So what exactly do those client queries comprise of, and what are you telling them?
Yeah, thank you. So largely in terms of the interaction with the clients, that's pertaining to the overall liquidity situation and how are we expecting the impact largely for NBFCs. So most of the queries are pertaining to that.
Okay.
And what are your answers, Kunal? I mean, so client calls up, asks, should I buy Indiabulls housing? What do you tell them?
No, so overall we have also just released the report wherein we have highlighted that in this liquidity situation and given the near-term outlook, we are turning relatively cautious on NBFCs and we prefer private banks at this juncture. So ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank is something which we like. Overall, in terms of NBFCs, there could be 2-3 implications, particularly with respect to the incremental liquidity being expensive. So we will see the funding cost rising for them, and the risk appetite will also be
right. So
lower.
growth will get impacted, margins will get impacted. But do you cover all housing finance companies, Kunal? I mean, most the bigger ones.
Yeah, so we do cover all of them. We do cover all.
And what is the view on specifically Indiabulls now?
So so the way we have worked around is we have tweaked the estimates for the margins as well as the loan growth, and for Indiabulls we have revised the estimate by say 4 to 5 odd %. So that is what the impact we are seeing at this point in time. And maybe in terms of the target multiples as well, we have tweaked it across the entire space. So we have assigned like 3 times target multiple to Indiabulls, which gives us the target price of almost 1258.
Okay. What about Diwan Housing? Because in the past couple of days, they've held, conference calls. They've tried to assuage concerns, but it's still not working.
Yeah, so maybe they had they have given all the clarity in terms of their liquidity situation. They have published the entire asset liability management for next 6 months in terms of how the liquidity situation is for them. And in fact, yesterday we saw that they have repaid some of the bonds to the tune of almost like 600 odd crores. So I think over a period, maybe at least whatever is happening on the debt market side, Diwan has been repaying, and they have published the overall liquidity situation. So at this juncture, it seems to be like high risk, high return kind of trade. So that's where the way so let us see how it evolves over a period.
You look at Bajaj Finance and Finserv. I mean, what would you tell your clients about, say, a stock such as Bajaj Finance?
No, so Bajaj, we cover Bajaj Finserv, and the overall call for the NBFCs is, as we have highlighted in the report, NBFCs which are there with much stronger balance sheet, say well-managed ALM, and where the vulnerability to earnings is low. In fact, we tend to prefer those names. So that would include Bajaj as well.
Kunal, do you track Yes Bank?
Yeah.
What's your, have you made changes there as well? I mean, and where do you stand there?
No, so maybe post this entire RBI's, maybe when this entire thing came in with respect to no extension for Mr. Kapoor, at that time itself we revised the target multiple by almost like 20 odd %. So I think yesterday also, or say day before yesterday also, they had given a clarification in terms of at least on the credit cost side, they have reiterated their guidance of 50 to 70 basis points So I think maybe in terms of divergence, they are pretty confident, but there will be uncertainty because they have sought the extension as compared to that of January till at least April and further till September. So there will be uncertainty in terms of who joins in, and that's the reason we are seeing some pressure on this stock.
Okay, all right, Kunal, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks very much for taking the time out and speaking with us. So that's the view coming in from Edelweiss. Need to take a break, but more on the markets, and we'll get you a couple of stocks in focus on the other side.